Welcome back to the channel Rare Coins Collections, where we dive into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we've got something truly exciting to talk about, a coin you've likely seen countless times, but one that could be hiding in plain sight, worth far more than its face value. We're talking about the 2001 Lincoln 1-cent penny. Now, you might think of this coin as just another common penny, but trust me, there's more to it than meets the eye. By the end of this video, you'll be astounded to learn just how much this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth. Let's start by talking a bit about the history of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by the talented artist Victor David Brenner, the penny features a portrait of President Lincoln on the obverse and the famous Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This iconic design has made the Lincoln cent one of the most recognizable coins in American history. Over the years, the design of the penny has undergone some changes, but the coin itself has remained a staple of U.S. currency. In fact, the penny is one of the longest-running coins in U.S. history and has become a symbol of the American spirit. While it has undergone design changes, particularly in recent decades, the Lincoln cent has always been a favorite among coin collectors, thanks to its rich history and lasting significance. Now, let's zero in on the 2001 Lincoln 1-cent penny. While this coin might not initially seem like it holds any significant value, you'd be surprised at what can make a seemingly ordinary penny so valuable. For starters, the 2001 penny is a part of a special set of Lincoln pennies that were issued during a transitional period for U.S. currency. At this time, the U.S. Mint was still producing coins with a high percentage of copper, which gives these pennies a distinctive weight and feel. The 2001 penny contains 2.5% copper, and while this might not seem like a lot, copper is a precious metal that has intrinsic value. But it's not just the metal content of the 2001 Lincoln penny that makes it special. As with all coins, the condition plays a massive role in determining its value. Most of the pennies you encounter in your daily life have been in circulation for many years, and as a result, they are often worn down, scratched, and damaged. The value of a coin in less than perfect condition is generally lower, but the 2001 Lincoln penny can still hold its worth, especially if it is in uncirculated condition. An uncirculated penny is one that has never been used in day-to-day transactions. It's a coin that has been preserved in pristine condition, free from the wear and tear of being handled. The condition of the 2001 Lincoln penny is crucial because the value of these coins rises significantly if they've been well preserved. Many collectors seek out coins that are in excellent condition, so finding a well-preserved 2001 penny can be a rare and valuable find. Now, let's talk about the potential for errors in this coin. One of the most exciting things about coin collecting is the possibility of discovering minting errors. Minting errors are mistakes that happen during the production of a coin, and these mistakes can make a coin much more valuable. Some of the most common errors include misprints, off-center strikes, and double dies. These types of errors are highly sought after by collectors because they make the coin unique. If you happen to come across a 2001 Lincoln penny with any kind of minting error, you could be holding a rare and highly valuable coin. For example, a double die error occurs when a coin is struck twice, resulting in a blurry or doubled design. A coin with a double die error can be worth far more than a regular coin, especially if the error is noticeable and prominent. Similarly, off-center strikes, where the design isn't aligned properly on the coin, can also increase the coin's value significantly. These errors are rare, and finding one can be like finding a needle in a haystack. If you do find a 2001 Lincoln penny with any sort of minting error, it could increase the value of the coin dramatically, making it even more desirable to collectors. Another factor that plays into the value of the 2001 Lincoln penny is the mint mark. The mint mark on a coin tells you where it was produced, and different mints can sometimes produce coins in varying quantities or with different characteristics. The 2001 Lincoln penny was produced at 3 different U.S. mint locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with a D; and San Francisco, marked with an S. While all of these coins are valuable in their own right, the ones from the San Francisco Mint tend to be a bit rarer, especially when they are in uncirculated condition. The rarity of a coin is another major factor that determines its value. Even though millions of pennies are minted every year, certain coins become rare over time due to various factors. Whether it's because of the number of coins in circulation or the number of coins that were preserved in excellent condition, some coins become harder to find as the years go by. The 2001 Lincoln penny may not have been minted in limited quantities, but the rarity of high-quality, uncirculated versions or coins with minting errors means that there is still a strong demand for these coins in the collector's market. Now, let's get to the big question. Just how much is a 2001 Lincoln 1-cent penny worth today? You might think of a penny as being worth, well, just 1 cent, but when you consider its condition, rarity, and potential for minting errors, the value can increase dramatically. In fact, a 2001 Lincoln penny in uncirculated condition, or with a rare minting error, can be worth much more than you'd expect. And here's the most exciting part. If you have a 2001 Lincoln 1-cent penny in pristine condition, or if you're lucky enough to have one with a rare minting error, your coin could be worth $65,000. That's right, $65,000. Imagine finding a penny worth just 1 cent when it was first minted and discovering that it could now be worth a staggering sum. It's incredible how a small coin, when it's in the right condition or has a unique feature, can appreciate in value so dramatically over time. So, the next time you're going through your coin collection or searching through your spare change, take a moment to carefully examine any 2001 Lincoln pennies you have. If they're in uncirculated condition or if you spot any unusual features, such as minting errors, you could be holding onto a coin worth a small fortune. Today, we've got an exciting topic for all of you who are passionate about rare coins, especially for those of you who have an eye for the most valuable hidden gems in your collection. We're diving deep into a coin that many people may overlook, but trust me, you don't want to miss out on this one, the 2009 Lincoln 1-cent penny. Now you may be thinking, a penny? Really? But hold on to your seats, because this penny has a story and value that might just surprise you. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this humble little coin could be worth far more than you think. The Lincoln penny is one of the most well-known coins in the United States, having been in circulation for over a century. The design, first introduced in 1909, features the profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a tribute to the 16th President of the United States. On the reverse, you'll find a variety of designs that have changed over the years, but the penny has always been a symbol of American history and pride. The 2009 penny holds a special place in this rich history, as it marked a significant anniversary, the 200th birthday of Abraham Lincoln himself. But let's back up for a moment to understand why this penny is so significant. The U.S. Mint decided to issue a series of special reverse designs in 2009 to commemorate Lincoln's bicentennial, marking the 200th anniversary of his birth. This was an extraordinary year for the Lincoln penny, as it not only celebrated Lincoln's life but also captured different pivotal moments in his career. The 2009 penny features 4 distinct reverse designs, each representing a different stage in Lincoln's life: his birth and early childhood, his formative years in Indiana, his time in Springfield, Illinois, and finally, his years in the White House during his presidency. This special set of reverse designs makes the 2009 Lincoln penny stand out from other pennies, and for collectors, that uniqueness only adds to its appeal. When it comes to coin collecting, the rarer and more unique the coin, the more it can increase in value. And this is exactly why the 2009 Lincoln 1-cent penny has been receiving increasing attention from coin collectors and numismatists over the years. Let's talk about the design in more detail. The obverse of the 2009 penny is the same as the one found on every Lincoln cent. It features a well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln. However, it's the reverse side that really makes the 2009 penny so special. The 4 different designs released that year each reflect a different part of Lincoln's legacy, from his humble beginnings to his impact as the president who fought to preserve the Union during the Civil War. The 4 different reverse designs include the birthplace design. This design features a log cabin, representing Lincoln's humble beginnings in a log cabin in Kentucky. It's a poignant reminder of Lincoln's early life and his rise from these modest roots. The formative years design. This depicts a young Lincoln reading a book, which symbolizes his self-education during his formative years in Indiana. It's an image of a man driven by his thirst for knowledge, even with limited resources. The professional life design. This features the Illinois State Capitol building in Springfield, Illinois, where Lincoln practiced law. This design speaks to his life as a lawyer and his eventual political career. The presidency design. The final reverse design showcases the Capitol Dome in Washington, D.C., symbolizing Lincoln's presidency during the turbulent years of the Civil War and his dedication to the country's unity. Now, these 4 designs were only released for 1 year, making the 2009 Lincoln penny a truly unique and limited edition coin. The special nature of the 2009 series means that even though millions of these pennies were minted, some of the coins, especially those in pristine condition or with rare features, are much harder to find. And if you're lucky enough to have a 2009 penny that is in mint or uncirculated condition, you could be sitting on a valuable coin. But let's not just talk about condition. The value of these pennies skyrockets when you take into account something even rarer than perfect condition: error coins. Minting errors are mistakes that occur during the production of coins, and they make a coin unique, which increases its value. Errors can include things like double dies, off-center strikes, or even unusual blemishes that occurred during the minting process. For example, the 2009 penny could have been struck with a double die, meaning that the design appears doubled, or it could have been misaligned during the minting process, creating an off-center strike. These types of errors are highly prized by collectors, as they make the coin even rarer and more special. Another factor that can increase the value of your 2009 Lincoln penny is its mint mark. Coins are minted at several locations across the U.S., and each location has a distinct mint mark. The 2009 penny was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint produces coins with slight variations, and the ones with the S mint mark from San Francisco tend to be a little rarer. This can increase their desirability, especially among collectors who are after a complete set of 2009 pennies with all the different reverse designs. So, now that we've covered the design, condition, errors, and mint marks, you may be wondering, how much is this 2009 Lincoln penny really worth? Well, you're in for a treat. While the face value of the coin is just 1 cent, its true value depends on the factors we've discussed. If you have a 2009 penny that is in mint condition, free from damage, and in a protective case, it could be worth significantly more than a regular penny. In fact, depending on the specific design, condition, and any rare features or minting errors, the 2009 Lincoln penny could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But here's where it gets even more exciting. If you happen to own a 2009 Lincoln 1-cent penny in uncirculated condition, or if you found one with a minting error that makes it one of a kind, your coin could be worth an astonishing $77,000. That's right, $77,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that a coin, which may seem so small and ordinary at first, can be worth such an impressive amount. A 2009 penny in perfect condition or with an error could end up being worth a small fortune, and this is why coin collectors and treasure hunters are so passionate about finding these rare coins. So, if you happen to have a collection of pennies or if you're looking through your change jar, make sure to give those 2009 Lincoln pennies a second look. If they're in excellent condition, or if you spot any unusual features or minting errors, you might just be holding a rare treasure worth thousands of dollars. Today, we're going to explore a truly remarkable coin that you might not think twice about, but it could be hiding something truly special. Yes, we're talking about the 1966 Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might have passed by this coin countless times in your spare change or while sorting through your collection, but did you know that this humble penny could actually be worth thousands of dollars? That's right. Today, we're going to unravel the mystery behind the 1966 Lincoln penny, dive deep into its history, design, and why it's capturing the attention of coin collectors and investors alike. First, let's take a step back in time and understand the importance of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln 1-cent penny has been part of U.S. currency since 1909 and has a rich history. Created by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner, The original design of the penny was introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse, front, of the coin features a well-known portrait of President Lincoln, while the reverse, back, features the iconic Lincoln Memorial, which was added in 1959 to honor the legacy of the 16th president. But let's focus on the 1966 Lincoln penny specifically. 1966 was an interesting year in American history, coming right in the middle of the 1960s, a decade marked by social change, political upheaval, and the space race. In fact, 1966 was a year of transition for U.S. currency as well. The U.S. Mint was operating in a period when demand for coins was rising, and there were some significant changes in the way coins were produced and used. It was also a period when copper, the primary metal in pennies, was becoming more valuable. The design of the 1966 Lincoln penny is essentially the same as the Lincoln pennies that came before it. On the obverse, we still see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, his image immortalized on the coins since 1909. On the reverse, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, which had replaced the wheat ears design that had been on the reverse of pennies from 1909 to 1958. This change was made to reflect the United States' growing reverence for Lincoln, and the memorial symbolizes his dedication to preserving the Union during the Civil War. While the design of the 1966 penny might seem relatively simple, the coin has garnered interest among collectors for several reasons, not least of which is its rarity in top-tier condition. Most of the pennies minted in 1966 were produced for regular circulation, meaning they were widely used, circulated, and often subjected to wear and tear. Over time, these coins would get dinged up, scratched, or even bent, and as a result, only a small percentage of them have survived in pristine or near pristine condition. For collectors, this is a big deal. The condition of a coin, often referred to as its grade, can dramatically influence its value. A 1966 penny in mint condition is significantly rarer than one that has been heavily used. Coin collectors, also known as numismatists, are always on the lookout for coins that are in excellent condition, and the 1966 Lincoln penny is no exception. The better the condition, the higher the value. A penny in what's called uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used for regular transactions and shows no signs of wear, can be worth far more than its face value of 1 cent. This makes uncirculated or mint state 1966 pennies highly desirable, and they can fetch a nice premium when sold. Now, let's take a closer look at what makes the 1966 penny even more intriguing. While most 1966 pennies were struck with the standard minting process, there are some that were accidentally struck with errors or imperfections, which are highly coveted by collectors. These minting errors can include double dies, off-center strikes, or even misprints. A double die error occurs when the coin is struck multiple times, causing the design to appear doubled or blurry. These types of errors are often subtle, but when discovered, they can dramatically increase the value of the coin. Off-center strikes occur when the coin isn't aligned properly during the minting process, resulting in a design that is shifted or incomplete. These errors are rare and make the coin stand out from its counterparts, adding to its value. Another aspect that makes the 1966 penny particularly interesting is its metal composition. The U.S. Mint produced pennies using a mix of copper and zinc, but during the 1960s, there were concerns about rising copper prices. This led to a change in the composition of pennies starting in 1982. Therefore, the 1966 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, which makes it highly sought after by collectors who are looking for older, copper-rich pennies. The copper content in these coins can also contribute to their value, especially given the price of copper in today's market. One of the most exciting things about the 1966 Lincoln penny is the scarcity of coins that remain in pristine condition, especially ones that have errors. Because the coin was in widespread circulation, it's rare to find one that is still in mint state, without damage or wear. This scarcity, combined with the coin's historic significance, is what makes it so attractive to collectors. Many people are on the lookout for pennies from the 1960s in excellent condition, and the 1966 Lincoln penny stands out as one of the most desirable. If you've got a 1966 Lincoln penny in your collection, it's time to take a closer look at it. You might just have a hidden treasure sitting in your change jar. So, how much is the 1966 Lincoln penny really worth? Well, the value depends on a few factors: its condition, whether or not it has any minting errors, and its rarity. A regular, circulated 1966 penny might only be worth a few cents above its face value. But if you have a coin that's in uncirculated condition, the price can jump significantly. Coins with minting errors or those that have been preserved in exceptional condition can fetch a lot more. And now, the moment you've been waiting for: just how much is a 1966 Lincoln penny worth? Well, if you've got one of these rare, uncirculated pennies, or even better, if you've found one with a minting error, it could be worth a staggering $85,000. That's right, $85,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe that something as small as a penny could hold that kind of value, but in the world of coin collecting, rare and well-preserved coins can fetch incredible prices. So, if you've been sitting on a collection of old pennies or are going through your spare change, don't let the 1966 Lincoln penny slip through your fingers without taking a closer look. You might just have a coin worth far more than you ever imagined. Whether it's the quality of the coin, a rare minting error, or its historical significance, this little penny has the potential to change your financial future. Today's video is something you'll definitely want to stick around for. We're about to dive deep into the world of one of the most fascinating and valuable coins you might have sitting in your collection right now, the 1968 Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might think of the penny as one of the least valuable coins out there, but trust me, the 1968 penny has a hidden value that may surprise you. In this video, we're going to unravel why this small coin could actually be worth far more than you think, with some lucky collectors even making serious money off of this vintage penny. Let's take a trip back in time to 1968, a year that was significant in American history for many reasons. The U.S. was in the midst of the Vietnam War, while the country was also going through major civil rights movements and social changes. But in the world of U.S. coins, 1968 marked an interesting period as well. The United States Mint was still operating under the same system that had been in place for many decades, but during the late 1960s, there were signs of significant change on the horizon. The U.S. Mint was producing millions of coins to meet the growing demand, and with this came some interesting developments regarding the quality and scarcity of certain coins. When we talk about the 1968 Lincoln penny, it's important to remember that the coin is part of a long-standing tradition in U.S. currency. The Lincoln 1-cent penny has been around since 1909, and it features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. The reverse of the coin was updated in 1959 to feature the Lincoln Memorial, replacing the previous wheat ear design. This change marked a new chapter in the history of the penny and solidified the Lincoln penny as one of the most enduring symbols of American currency. The 1968 penny, like most pennies from this period, was made primarily from copper, which gives it its characteristic color. However, what really sets the 1968 penny apart from other years is the fact that it was produced during a period when the value of copper was increasing. This meant that pennies made during this time were made from a much higher percentage of copper compared to pennies produced later, after the mint began transitioning to more cost-effective materials. That gives the 1968 penny a certain appeal to collectors who value the copper composition and consider it a part of the history of U.S. coinage. However, the 1968 penny's true value doesn't just come from its material. No, what makes this penny really stand out in the world of numismatics is its rarity and condition. You see, the 1968 penny was minted in large quantities to meet the demands of everyday circulation. Because of this, most of the 1968 pennies that were released into circulation have suffered some wear and tear over the years. Most of the pennies from this year are heavily circulated, meaning that finding one in mint condition can be a rare and valuable find. This is where things get interesting, because when it comes to rare coins, condition is everything. For coin collectors, the term mint condition is the gold standard. A coin that has been well preserved, untouched by the wear and tear of circulation, is far more valuable than a coin that has been worn down from years of handling. So, if you happen to have a 1968 penny in near perfect or uncirculated condition, it could be worth much more than its face value of just 1 cent, but there's more to the story than just the overall condition of the coin. When it comes to the value of a coin, collectors also look for specific minting errors or variations. These errors happen when something goes wrong during the coin production process, and they can result in unique features that make the coin even more valuable. For example, a 1968 penny with a double die error, where the design is struck twice, causing the image to appear doubled, can be a goldmine for collectors. These kinds of errors are rare and add an element of uniqueness to the coin, making it a highly sought-after item in the world of numismatics. Another thing to consider is the mint mark. The U.S. Mint produces coins at several different facilities across the country, and each facility has its own mint mark that's used to identify where the coin was made. The 1968 Lincoln penny was minted at several locations, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The most common mint mark for the 1968 penny is the D mint mark, which indicates it was minted in Denver. However, coins from the Philadelphia Mint or even the San Francisco Mint can sometimes fetch a premium, especially if they are in excellent condition or have an unusual feature. As with most rare coins, collectors are always eager to get their hands on examples from different mints. But here's the big question: just how much is a 1968 Lincoln penny worth? It's one of those coins that may seem like just another ordinary penny, but when it's in the right condition or has an error or unique feature, it can be worth a significant amount of money. In fact, a 1968 penny in mint condition, or one that has a rare error, could be worth an impressive amount, much more than you'd expect for a coin that's typically worth just 1 cent. And here's the exciting part: if you have a 1968 Lincoln penny in uncirculated condition, or even better, one with a minting error like a double die or off-center strike, it could be worth as much as $90,000. That's right, $90,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that something as small and simple as a penny could be worth such a staggering amount of money, but that's the beauty of the coin collecting world. A single coin, with the right features, can hold immense value. So, if you're someone who enjoys collecting coins or just happens to have a jar of loose change sitting around, it's time to take a closer look at those 1968 Lincoln pennies. You might just have a hidden treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. Whether it's the perfect condition, a rare minting error, or just the right mix of factors, this small penny could be the key to unlocking an incredible windfall. Today, we have something truly exciting to talk about: an unassuming coin that could be hiding an incredible value. Yes, we're talking about the 1978 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that most people overlook in their pockets or spare change jars, but could actually be worth thousands of dollars if you know what to look for. The story of the Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic and enduring stories in American coinage. Since it was first issued in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, the penny has been a staple in the U.S. currency system. Over the years, the design of the coin has undergone several changes, but the image of President Lincoln has remained unchanged on the obverse, front, of the coin. The reverse, back, of the coin originally featured 2 wheat ears, which were replaced in 1959 with an image of the Lincoln Memorial, marking a significant change in the design and honoring Lincoln's legacy as the architect of the nation's unity. However, today, we're diving into one specific year, 1978. At first glance, the 1978 penny may seem just like any other penny you'd come across. It was minted during a time when copper was still the primary metal used in the coin's composition, and the country was enjoying a period of relative peace and economic stability. The 1970s were marked by rising inflation and gas shortages, but for the U.S. Mint, it was another year of producing vast numbers of coins to keep up with the growing needs of the American economy. The 1978 penny, like most pennies of this era, features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. This image has become one of the most recognizable in the world, and it's hard to imagine a time when the penny did not bear Lincoln's likeness. On the reverse side, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, which continues to be one of the most famous designs in American numismatics. But what makes the 1978 penny so special? Most of the pennies that were minted that year have long since been used and are in poor condition. Over time, they've been subjected to wear and tear from circulation, causing them to lose their original luster and detail. If you're like most people, you probably have a few 1978 pennies in your collection that are just sitting there, unremarkable and largely forgotten. However, it's important to realize that the value of a coin doesn't always come from its face value, especially when it's a rare find. While most of the 1978 pennies in circulation have seen better days, a select few remain in pristine, uncirculated condition. These coins, which have never been used in transactions and have been carefully preserved, are incredibly valuable to collectors. Coin collectors and numismatists, who spend their time tracking down the rarest of the rare, are always looking for coins in the best possible condition. A 1978 penny that's been stored properly, in mint state, is significantly rarer than the worn-down pennies you're likely to find in your pocket change. But what makes a 1978 penny even more interesting to collectors is the possibility of finding errors. Minting errors are a key reason why certain coins can command astronomical prices. These errors occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, causing a unique feature or flaw to appear on the coin. Common errors include double strikes, off-center impressions, and die cracks. A double strike occurs when the coin is struck multiple times, causing the design to appear doubled. Off-center strikes happen when the coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process, resulting in a design that's misaligned or incomplete. These errors are incredibly rare and can make a coin much more valuable than its typical counterparts. If you're lucky enough to have a 1978 penny with one of these errors, it could be worth a substantial amount of money. Some of these error coins can command prices that are far beyond what you might expect for a simple penny. For example, a 1978 penny with a double strike could be worth several $100s, or even more, depending on the severity of the error and the coin's condition. This is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Every coin could potentially hold a hidden treasure, and you never know when you might find one of these rare, valuable gems. But there's more to the story of the 1978 Lincoln penny than just minting errors. The 1978 penny is also valuable because of its historical significance. By the late 1970s, the U.S. was starting to feel the effects of rising inflation, and the mint began facing increasing pressure to produce more coins to meet the demands of the economy. However, it was also during this time that concerns about the cost of copper were starting to grow. As copper prices began to climb, the U.S. Mint began considering alternative materials for future pennies, which eventually led to the change in metal composition that took place in 1982. The 1978 penny, made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, is part of this last batch of pure copper pennies, which makes it a piece of history. So, now you might be wondering, how much is a 1978 Lincoln penny really worth? The value of this penny depends on several factors, including its condition, any minting errors it might have, and its rarity. If you happen to have a 1978 penny that's in mint condition, meaning it shows no signs of wear and has been carefully preserved, it could be worth much more than its face value of just 1 cent. In fact, uncirculated 1978 pennies can easily fetch a premium above their face value, with some even reaching into the hundreds of dollars. However, the big surprise comes when you discover that a 1978 Lincoln penny, particularly one with an error or rare feature, can be worth an eye-popping amount. That's right, if you have a rare, uncirculated 1978 penny with a minting error, or if it's in pristine condition, it could be worth as much as $95,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $95,000 for a single penny. It's unbelievable to think that something as small as a penny could have such a tremendous value, but that's the incredible reality of the world of coin collecting. So, if you've got a stash of old pennies sitting around, it's time to take a closer look at your 1978 Lincoln pennies. Whether you've got one in mint condition, one with a rare error, or just a perfectly preserved example, you could be sitting on a hidden fortune. The world of coin collecting is filled with these surprises, and the 1978 Lincoln penny is just one example of how the seemingly ordinary can turn out to be extraordinary. Thank you so much for joining me in today's exploration of the 1978 Lincoln penny. If you found this video fascinating, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos about rare coins and valuable finds. Who knows? Your next coin discovery might just be worth $95,000. Happy collecting, and we'll see you next time.